Hi guys, it's me, and I'm sorry you're gonna get a lot of my nostril footage today because I'm driving and I have you in my phone cradle or whatever because it's not safe to drive and video record with your phone. And it's where I live in a no texting state, which is awesome. I think it's great, but I don't want to get caught with my phone while I'm driving. But anyways, so I'm on my way to pick up my daughter from school. I actually don't have any other kids with me right now, so it's kind of nice. So I thought I would take this time to kind of have a little chat with you guys and ask for some advice. As you guys know, I have an 8-year-old daughter, and she is from a previous relationship, not marriage, but when I was a teenager. She and I are having some major issues getting along lately, and I don't talk about her often here or show her a lot just because you guys know how protective I am over her. I mean, she's 8 years old. She's a really pretty girl. Her father and I don't have, like, an understanding of, like, I don't know. I've never really talked to him about, putting her in my videos, so I don't feel like it's right for me to just, like, splatter her all over the internet without his, consent. So, I just want to be respectful to him. But I did want to talk to you guys because I love my daughter. Like, I love my daughter. I do. I feel like I sometimes sugarcoat how much, like, frustrations I get with her because, like, I made that video about how, having a difficult 2-year-old, how difficult my son was. And for some reason it was like I felt okay to do that because he's my son with my husband, and because I have him all the time. But for some reason, like, I felt really guilty talking about my frustrations with my 8-year-old daughter because I felt bad, like, that people would judge me or think of me differently or think that I don't love my daughter. Like, for some reason I didn't care what people thought about the way that I was talking about my son because it's my son. Everyone knows I love my son. He's with me all the time. But for some reason, because I share my daughter with my ex-boyfriend or, my baby's daddy. Well, I don't share, but he's got visitation. You know what I mean? But for some reason, because she's not with us all the time, I didn't want people to think that, like, I don't know, if I said anything negative about her, that people were like, oh, man, she doesn't like her daughter as much as she likes her other 2 kids, which is completely not true. I love my daughter. I love her immensely. She is the reason why I even have children. Like, I've said this up and down and backwards and forwards. I never wanted kids before I had her. When I got pregnant with her, I think it honestly was the Lord's way of saying, Kelly, you need to have kids, because I was really planning not to have any kids. I got pregnant with her really young. I was 17. I, sacrificed a lot for her, and I wouldn't do that for someone or something that I did not love. I would not give up my whole childhood and all of my adolescence and all of my 20s, on someone that I didn't love. You know what I mean? So I love my daughter. I love her. So let's get that straight right now. I love her. And if this is not me, like, I know people are like, oh, if you have to say it, then it's, you're defending yourself. It's probably not true. No, this is just me saying that I love my daughter. So I love her. Do I like her right now? No. I don't know what it is about the age that she's at right now. I'm having the hardest time relating to her. I, for some reason, when I imagined my daughter getting older and me being this young mom, thought that it would be like this Rory and Gilmore type of relationship where we always got along and we were, like, best friends. And I don't know, I just had this, like, fantasy that that's how life would turn out, and it just definitely hasn't. Like, she is at this age where she's kind of in her own little world of La La Land, and it's really frustrating because she's, like, regressing. Like, it seems like she's forgetting simple tasks of how to do stuff. You ask her to do, like, 2 things and she forgets one of the things within seconds, and, or you ask her to go get ready for school and it takes her an hour when it really should only take her, like, 15 minutes because she takes a shower before she goes to bed, and then her school uniform is always in the same place ready for her. So it's just, like, it's been really frustrating on that aspect, because I remember when I was 8 years old, I was mowing the lawn, I was doing Wednesday night dishes every week, I was cleaning the bathrooms, I was going on 96-mile bike rides with my family and tenting overnight. you know, like, when I was 8, like, life was different for me when I was 8. Rules were different. It was just a different, I don't know. So I feel like I have those same expectations for my daughter, and the fact that she is nowhere near those things is kind of frustrating to me, and the fact that she treats me with such disrespect, like, she's become very sassy, and I know that's really normal for a girl, like, I remember being, you know, I remember having a mouth on me when I was that age, but it's really hard to take, because, you know, because I gave up so much for her, I feel like she should respect me a little bit more than she does right now. And I know that it's so stupid for me as an adult to actually expect an 8-year-old to comprehend that. But at the same time, it's hard for me not to get my feelings hurt, you know, or feel frustrated or upset because of that. You know, like, I know I'm being ridiculous right now and thinking that she should understand, oh, you know, my mom gave up her whole life for me, so I should be nicer to her. I know that. But at the same time, it's still really hard for me not to have my feelings hurt or not to feel really frustrated because I did do those things, you know. I don't resent her by any means, but it's just been really hard to, like, separate all of these feelings, you know. So I'm dealing with that on top of the fact that, like, she's very, very, very spoiled. It's everybody's fault in her life. It's not just, like, one's fault, but, like, you know, she's got her dad's parents who are just so, you know, it's their only grandchild, and it's a girl, so they like to spoil her. I know, you know, her dad likes to spoil her, which is fine, and we like to spoil her sometimes to almost compensate for the fact that, you know, she lives in this world, you know, that's split up in little pieces, and all it's done is just, like, made this little monster, you know. Again, I love her, but she's a monster right now. She doesn't appreciate her objects or things, and, you know, that she gets, and she's always just wanting more and more, and it's just really hard, because then it's like, how do you be fair then at that point? Because, like, I love my 2 youngest kids too, and I want to be able to do nice things for them, but how is it fair when she's coming home with nice things all the time when she's at her dad's house or her grandparents' house, and then they're like, well, you know, we didn't get anything, or vice versa, you know, what if we get our little kids stuff while she's at her dad's house, but we don't get her stuff, you know what I mean? Like, it's a really hard situation that we're in, and I don't know exactly, I don't know, I guess it's getting more and more difficult as Wyatt gets older and is noticing more of the differences between how he's treated and how she's treated. And it's also getting more frustrating because I really am missing the relationship that I had with my daughter at one point, and I don't know how to get that back, because right now she's just so difficult. Like, she just talks back and she doesn't listen, and, you know, it's hard to want to spend time with somebody, you know, like one-on-one time with somebody who you feel like just completely, you know, is just, I don't know, it's just really hard. So I'm trying to do little things with her. I bought her tickets to this Beauty and the Beast Broadway musical last year for her birthday, and then she got, you know, was misbehaving at home and at school, and she lost her privileges to go to that, and the next day she was like, oh, I don't care, you know, and so it's like, you know, like, I don't know, I don't know how to explain this. I'm just getting frustrated because I'm having a hard time dealing with my 8-year-old, and because she is, you know, not around at our house all the time, or because I share her with somebody else, I feel like for some reason I can't be so vocal about it here without people judging me and thinking that I don't love her as much as my other 2 kids. So, but I'm finally breaking that because I'm desperate at this point to get some advice or insight from whether you're a single dad or you're a single mom dealing with this. Like, how do you deal with this? Like, I don't know, you know, I don't know. And then I have the issues of the fact that people are like, oh, well, maybe it's because you don't spend as much time with her. Like, she sees you with, you know, the new baby, and she's getting jealous, and that's why she's acting out. Well, okay, that's fine, but at the same time, like, I'm not going to take away time from my baby, because, like, the way that I think of it is that I love Kaya. I'm never going to get her being an infant back ever again. Like, I'm never going to get that back, and it's going by so fast, and she's my last baby. Ava got 5 years of my undivided attention. 5 years. And before Wyatt came along. Wyatt then got 2 years of, you know, kind of undivided attention when Ava wasn't around. But he, you know, for the most part, got a lot of me during his babyhood because Ava was at her dad's. So the fact that everybody's, like, telling me that I need to spend less time with my baby and more time with my oldest daughter because she's feeling left out, it's hard for me to comprehend, because it's like, then Kaya gets cheated, you know? Like, I don't know, like, I guess it's just really hard. It's hard. And then I've told you guys before, like, I always have to be the bad guy with Ava, because if I'm not the bad guy, nobody in her life is the bad guy. Like, I had to talk to her teacher and tell her to be harder on Ava, because her teacher was telling me that there were times where she should have punished Ava or taken away privileges at school, but she just felt so bad because Ava nicely asked for another chance, but she knew that she should have punished her. So even her dad agreed at this conference when the teacher told us this. We were like, whoa, like, you need to be harder on her. You can't treat her special because she's cute or because she, you know, you think she means well. You know, you have to treat her like everybody else. And that's kind of what I'm dealing with. Like, if her teacher's not even treating her, you know, like, putting down the law, like, I'm the only one who's ever done that with her. And I feel like if I stop now, if I become just like everybody else in her life and just give her everything she wants and treat her like a little princess, then she will know no boundaries as she gets older. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it sucks for me that I have to play that part, but that's just, you know, that's life. So, I don't know where this is going. I guess all I'm saying is, like, how do you deal with it? Like, is it just me being frustrated, or is it, like, an 8-year-old syndrome thing? Or, you know, do you have any advice of what I can do? Because I'm feeling so torn, like I'm doing something wrong, and, like, I feel like a failure as a mom. And I just wasn't expecting this, you know? Like, I talked to my mom about it, and she said that her, like, she always tells me that you have to love your children, but you don't always have to like them. And that's kind of where I'm at. Like, people hear me complain about my kids, and I don't not appreciate them. I don't not love them, but I don't always have to like them. Just like I don't like my siblings sometimes, you know, or I don't like my parents sometimes. Like, just because they're family doesn't mean you have to like each other all the time. And just because they're my kids doesn't mean I have to like them all the time. But I do love them, you know, if that makes any sense. So, I don't know. I'm just kind of lost at this point. My mom said that when I was that age and when my brothers and sister were that age, she hated us from ages like 7 to 10, and then we became tolerable again after that. And my dad says that he hated us during our teenage years. So I know it's just like periods of time that we have to get through, but if anybody has advice on how I can get through age 8 right now, I would love to hear it. So I gotta go. Bye.